Hey everyone, I'm George. This is my 60 litre budget friendly aquascape that I set up about 2 weeks ago. I'll leave a link right up there now. And this video is going to just show you what I do on a week by week maintenance basis, really simple stuff, and just a general update. It's been running for 2 weeks, I'm super happy with it, really easy, and I hope you enjoy the video. So if you're new to my channel, you're into planted tanks, aquascaping, inspirational aquariums and all things like that, then do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you automatically get notified every time we upload a new video. So I'll just run through the aquascape quickly and just show you what plants are in there, what the hardscape I'm using and the livestock, and then we'll go through the maintenance. So the first thing we've got is the Denali Scaper soil here. We've got 8 litres in there, and then we've got some hardscape. So we've got some locally collected rocks, just 3 rocks there, and then we've got some Sumatra wood from Unipack. That's the hardscape. The hardscape's a really important part of the aquascape. And then we've got our plants. So starting from the front, we've got a mixture of Monte Carlo, which is known as Micranthemum species Monte Carlo. We've got some Helanthrium tenellum, which used to be called Echinodorus tenellus, or microsword is a common name for it. Right in the centre there, we've got some Cryptocorini eustiana, which will potentially go very tall, but I'm just interested to see how it grows in here. And then in the background, we've got some Rotala green and either side. And then in the centre, in the background, we've got some Ludwigia palustris super red. This is interesting because it's maintaining its red colour, even though it's a low energy setup. And then finally, my favourite plant of all time, if you've been watching any of my videos lately, you'll know how I love Java ferns. So we've got just a little a sprig of Java fern there, which I've propagated from another aquascape. Livestock wise, we've got some beautiful green neon tetras, Paracoridon similans. They stay smaller than the regular neon tetras or cardinal tetras. They don't have so much red, but I just love them, they're beautiful. And I've also got a large collection of cherry shrimp, various colours. So the scape itself is really simple, like you've just seen. Anyone can achieve this kind of scape with a relatively low budget. The tank comes with the heater, the filtration unit in this left hand area here. I've modified the lighting. It comes with a hood with T5 lighting or T8 lighting. There's 2 versions available, but I've ripped that off and I've replaced it with a Beamswork LED, which is relatively inexpensive. So it just hopefully shows you guys how you can achieve a pleasant aquascape. All the plants are growing healthily. I'm not injecting CO2. I am adding a small amount of liquid fertiliser every day. This helps to keep the plants really well fed in conjunction with the soil. So this is the Aquascape Complete Liquid Plant Food. I'll link to a video about it up there right now. But this contains all the nutrients that the plants need in one handy bottle. No need to buy several bottles like you do with some manufacturers. About 1/4 of a capful in there every day, and then rinse the cap just to stop any of the dry salts from drying out and leaving a residue. So I do that every day. I feed the fish every day. Now it's time to maintain the tank. And my weekly maintenance is very simple. I just change about half of the water, maybe a bit less, clean the glass, and once a month I'll do the filter, but I'm not even a month old yet, so there's no need to clean the filter. So just siphon out some water, any leftover food. Like I said, the shrimp are gonna eat the leftover food anyway. You can leave the filter running, that's gonna agitate the surface, help get rid of that surface scum. Be careful not to suck up any livestock, obviously. So I don't take all the water out at once, I just take out about this much. And then that leaves me room so I can clean the algae off the glass. So this is a great product. Denali Cleanator has like a wire wool on one side, which is really effective at removing algae. Doesn't scratch the glass, and a really good product. I'll leave a link to it in the description. And you can see the plants are actually, they've all grown considerably in just in the 2 weeks, even though we've got no CO2 injection. So a lot of people think that you need CO2 injection to succeed with a planted tank, but you don't. But it just certainly helps with plant growth. But if you choose the right species, then you can definitely get away with no CO2 injection. but I would always recommend a good liquid fertiliser. So if you watched the setup video, you'll know that the sides of the tank and the background of the tank are painted with a black paint, and that limits the natural light that's coming into the tank, because where the tank is in my home, it's in an extension where there's lots of natural light coming through skylights and doors. So glass is actually not too bad. I anticipate it will get a lot worse in the summer when we get more natural light, obviously. Now, to clean the kind of corners, I just use an old toothbrush. This stays in my toolkit, obviously, and doesn't accidentally get put into the bathroom for obvious reasons. And you can just gently clean along the substrate line there. That's where algae tends to build up. Just quite a bit there. You can use electric toothbrushes as well. There's some disposable ones on the market which are very reasonable. Just clean the bottom of that filter. So maintenance is all about preventative maintenance. It's all about preventing any problems before they start happening. So even if things look clean, give them a bit of a brush and it just prevents any build-up. Okay, so now we can unplug our filter and we can do the rest of the water change. And unplug the heater as well, obviously. Okay, so I'm just going to siphon out the rest of the water. It's really important to do your water change after any maintenance. If you imagine if I did the water change first and then decided to clean the glass, then all the algae that you've dislodged is going to stay in the water column and potentially get transported around the tank and cause more algae. So always do a water change, the last process, the last step of your maintenance process. So the water changes are diluting any organic waste that's produced by the plants, by the fish, by the shrimp, by all the biological processes that are going on in the tank. That water change just dilutes that and helps prevent algae build-up. So my standard is a 50% water change or even more. And once the carpet plants are established, you can wave your hand above them and that's just going to dislodge any waste organics into the water column, and you can siphon that out as part of your water change. I'm not going to do that right now though, because the plants are still establishing, they're still growing their roots, and I'll potentially dislodge them and end up with loads of floating plants. So that's the water siphoned out, about 50%. Now it's time to top up with fresh water, dechlorinated, straight from my tap. And that's the maintenance process done. Really easy, isn't it? Okay, now it's time to add our fresh dechlorinated tap water. I use a special red colander. For those that have never seen it before, it's a really handy tool to help disperse the water, to prevent it from dislodging the soil and the plants. Really, really cool. Had it for 15 years and use it for all my aquascaping. So I've got a bucket here. Pour that in. Pour it in quite quickly. Okay, maintenance complete. Really simple, took me about 10-15 minutes altogether. It will take a bit longer as the escape matures, as we need to trim the plants. We'll clean the filter, and I'll take you through all of that when the time is appropriate. So plants are happy, livestock's happy, I'm happy, hopefully you're happy. I've loved making the video, I hope you've loved watching it. If you have, hit that subscribe button and keep on scaping. Take care, cheerio.
so good.